Right guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got another 40k battle report and it's a little bit of a special one for you. There's a smell of burning oil and rust in the house. That means our resident Necron player Josh is back and he's going to be taking on mine and Graham's Imperial Knights. Graham's going to be controlling them and it promises to be a bloodbath. So the mission is Spoils of War. Wait and steal objective cards. You can't discard the numbers, and we've got objective 1, 2, 3. Number 4's hiding under there. Number 5 and number 6 is here. We've already diced off the sides and who's going first. Graham won, and he's elected to go on this side to deploy and go first. So let's now take you through the armies. Right, so this is the Knights list. We have an Exalted Court. Down here, this is the Warlord. His Warlord traits allows him to add 1 to any Knights within 12 run or charge distance. He is the Warden with a Gatling Cannon, and he has the Strength 8 missile on top. He has the Heirlooms of Knightly Houses Ravager, which grants him essentially almost mastercrafted. He gets to reroll 1s in combat. We've then got another Warden. He has again the Strength 8 missile launcher, the Gatling Cannon, and he has the upgrade of the Paragon Gauntlet. Just to point out as well, that all have shoulder mounted melter guns. This one here is a Crusader with a rapid fire battle cannon, the Strength 8 missile on top as well. Sorry, no, that's the Blast Template one with the Gatling Cannon and the rapid fire battle cannon. He has Sanctuary. This guy in the middle is the, I can't remember the name of it. Josh, what's it called?
Which one?
2 combat weapons.
Gallant.
Yep, so we've got the Gallant. He has the Strength 8 missile launcher as well. And he has the upgrade of Helm of the Nameless Warrior, which gives him Rampage, so he's going to be chucking out a nice lot of attacks on the charge. We've also then got a second Crusader with a twin-linked autocannon, the Gatling Cannon and the rapid fire battle cannon. He has Mark of the Omnissiah, which grants him It Will Not Die. We've then got a second detachment of another 2 Knights, which is an Oathsworn detachment. We've got a standard Paladin here, again with a shoulder mounted melter gun, and we've got a standard Errant here with the shoulder mounted melter gun and the twin linked auto cannon as well. So that's 3,040 points of 7 Knights. Let's see what the Necron force is.
Okay, so the Necron force today is primarily a Combined Arms detachment and then 3 formations. The Warlord is here drawn from a Royal Court, of which there is Vargard Oberon, another Lord, and 2 Cryptex, they're at the back. Have a Conclave of the Burning One from the Exterminatus book. You've seen it before, you know what it does. Annihilation Nexus, Destroyer Doomsday Arc 2 Annihilation Barges, just standard. Then the rest of the Combined Arms attachment, we have 2 blocks of 10, each with a flyer, block of 15, 2 units of Destroyers, Chad and Dave, as they usually are. Transcendent Shard, not normally taken, but I'm thinking might be a good time to give them a run out against all these Knights. Monolith Stalker, as per. Relics on the Conclave. We have the Veil of Darkness, so he can teleport across the board, and the God Shackle, so he's at +1 strength and toughness. So we're looking at a majority toughness 8, all the saves unit, and everything else is my usual. So yeah, let's see how this does.
Right, so Graham's deployed. We've got the Warlord here, backed up by the Errant. We've got one of the Crusaders here, plenty of shots across the table. We've got the Gallant, in the centre, looking to charge forward and wreck face, hopefully. We've got the other Crusader here, again, plenty of fire and arc. And then we've got the Warden and the Paladin at this side, looking to hopefully move up and take this side. Meanwhile, on Josh's side, we've got the two barges here, with the group warriors as our Cryptek, I see.
Yeah, that's Cryptek Warriors.
We've got the
Conclave,
yep, the
Warlord, Unit 15 with Lord, Obi-Wan Kenobi, another Cryptek, 3 destroyers, Monolith, Doomsday Ark, Stalker, Unit of 10 with a Cryptek.
and there you go. So, Josh, do you want to seize?
I do. I do fail.
So, let's move on to Knights, turn 1. Right, so Graham's drew Secure Objective 4, Assassinate, and Duel of Honour, which is issue a challenge, kill a character, and secure 4. So, we'll move on to Knights movement. Right, so the Errant has pulled forward, looking to get some shots on those two guys, we think. The Warlord has moved up near the centre, looking to get cover, probably from both sides, and get some shots in this way if he can. Both of the Crusaders have stayed where they are. The Gallant, he's only moved forward a little bit because we think Josh is going to move forward and rapid fire him next turn, so he's held back a little bit. The Paladin here is securing Objective 4 through the ruins, and the Crusader Warden on this side is looking probably get some shots over this way. We do know that the barges are over here, so let's move on to shooting. Right, so in the shooting phase, the Errant at this side unloaded the thermal cannon down here, managed to get a single glance on the Ghost Ark and a pen and an immobilised result on the Stalker. It was then up to the Warlord. He shot his missiles and the Gatling cannon and finally took out the Stalker. That scored Graham first blood. Down here, we didn't realise until we read up, but walkers have to trace line of sight from the guns, so unfortunately this guy only got the shots with the missile launcher, and he shot down at the destroyers down there. Unfortunately, Josh failed some of his saves. This guy here with the missile launcher managed to take out one of the destroyers as well, and then this guy unloaded everything with the battle cannon and the Gatling cannon. Took a few of the warriors out at the front. Josh passed an insane number of invuns and then reanimations, and one of the destroyers went down as he was caught in the blast from the Gatling cannon as well, from the battle cannon even. This guy with the rapid fire battle cannon and the heavy stubber managed to take out some of the warriors here as well as the Cryptek. They passed their leadership test. The Gatling cannon and the missile launch from here shot straight across, was just within range of the Gatling cannon, and Josh passed some lookout sirs and lost some more of the warriors. They did, however, pass their leadership test. There's no assault in turn 1, so we'll add up the points. Right, so Graham scored Secure Objective 4. He scored Assassinate for killing the Cryptek and First Blood. He's elected to keep hold of Duel of Honour as he thinks he's going to be issuing a challenge next turn, hopefully. So we'll just move those two on, and that is the score of 3-0 tonight so far. Right, so Necron turn 1. Josh has drew Secure Objective 1, Big Game Hunter, and Kingslayer. So if he gets them off, that's going to be some serious points. Movement phase, this arc has pulled forwards, or rather barge, looking to probably shoot them two. A couple of warriors in this one, and the Overlord pulled this way, probably looking to take them two out. These guys have teleported from here, scattered back slightly, so I'm guessing he's going to look to rapid fire the Gallant in the middle. The formation scattered and just missed a mishap there. Probably looking to pincer the Warlord. The Monolith and these destroyers have pulled forward. Again, looking to probably take some shots at these two leading knights. The Warriors shuffling forward, and the Ghost Ark, or is it Doomsday Ark?
Doomsday Ark.
I don't know. Looking to get a shot in on the Warlord as well, probably. So we'll move on to shooting for Necrons. Right, so shooting phase for Josh. The Ghost Ark, no. Barge from there fired down at this knight and didn't cause any wounds, hull points rather. The warriors here managed to shoot down and no hull points were scored against this one. Is it an Overlord?
Yeah, it's Command Barge.
That was there has flat outed back to there. Josh decided he didn't want to risk shooting and then possibly getting charged. This barge shot this way at this knight, and one hull point is lost off that one, but I think it was from the destroyers that were here. Their jetpack moved over here out of the way of the gallant. That destroyer was situated here and shot all the way across here at the warden, and despite 5 recover save, that's what lost a hull point from him. Over here, all the warriors rapid fired at this one, the gallant, and like I said, he did lose a hull point due to all the combined fire. The monolith snapshot its flux arcs at this one and did score a glance, but Graham passed his save, and the other flux arc fired this way at the warlord and didn't cause any damage, unfortunately. The Doomsday Ark shot down and was aiming for the warlord but scattered back onto this guy, and he failed his in-run as well, so unfortunately he has been stripped of a hull point. What power did you get for the shard?
Seismic Assault.
Seismic Assault on the side armour caused a glance on the warlord. Over here, this one took fire from all the warriors here and failed one save, so he has also been stripped of a single hull point. Like I said, Josh has done the jetpack moves for the destroyers here. He does secure objective 1 and he doesn't achieve the other 2 cards. Josh, are you discarding any of them?
No, I think I'll keep them for another turn, see what I can do.
No problem, so we'll now move on to Knights, turn 2. Right, so Graham's still got Jewel of Honour. He's drew secure objective 4 again and assail the 4, which is make a charge. If you do 3 or 4 charges, you get D3 instead. If you do 5 or more, you get D3 plus 3. So let's look at the Knight's movement phase. Right, so the errant is pulled through the trees at this side, probably looking to shoot at the Ark and then charge the warriors. The warlord has come forward, looking to probably get some shots in at either the monolith or the destroyers and then make a charge. The crusader here pulled round. He's got line of fire on, or line of sight on the Catan formation, as well as the warriors straight up front. The crusader at this side has pulled forward to secure objective 4 in the rocks, and both of these guys are pulled forward, looking to probably shoot at and take out the barges and the warriors on these sides. So we'll move now on to shooting. Right, so shooting phase for the knights has been pretty damn productive. This guy, the errant, fired the melter gun, or the thermal cannon rather, at the Ghost Ark and managed to blow it up. Fired a melter gun down at the warriors because he's looking to charge, but didn't cause any casualties. Down here, the missile launcher actually was the one that finished off the Doomsday Ark. The Gatling cannon unloaded into the destroyer that was there, and despite getting something like 9 wounds, Josh was insane with his cover saves due to intervening models and then reanimation. He was left on 1 hull point. He shot the heavy flamer from the Gatling cannon down at these guys as well. This guy shot the heavy flamer and the Gatling cannon and the missile launcher and caused one of the cryptex to go down, but he shot the battle cannon at these guys, managed to take out 4 of the warriors. Josh then decided to tank the wounds on the 2-up armor overlord, and unfortunately he failed the last wound that Josh had to roll. He failed his reanimation. Over here, Graham shot the missile launcher down at the destroyer and tanked everything again, and the melter gun at the warriors, who passed their reanimation. Here, the battle cannon shot down at the warriors and managed to strip 2 hull points off the barge that wasn't allowed to jink. He then shot the Gatling cannon at them as well and didn't cause... Actually no, the Gatling cannon was the one that took out the destroyer over there. This guy, unfortunately, can't get line of sight in on anything over here, and he's too close to shoot that warrior with a battle cannon, so he just shot him with the melter gun. The knight at this side unloaded the missile launcher, the Gatling cannon, and the melter gun, and stripped 2 hull points from this barge. So, we've got some charges to make. Right, so combat phase. Despite Grim not doing too good on stomp tables, the warriors down here, I think 3 of them were killed with the D-sword, and then the stomp killed maybe 1 more, and then we sweep and advance them, so we still need to roll the consolidation moves. This guy killed 2 of the destroyers, and then sweep and advance the last one, as Josh failed the morale check there as well. The Gallant, it is the Gallant, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, he killed 3 warriors in combat, and then stomped on the Lord and the Cryptek that was left, and Josh managed to pass his reanimations. However, they were also sweep and advanced as Josh failed leadership here. Over here, every single attack that Graham made missed. So the warriors are tied up, Josh is elected to leave them as is, we still need to pile them in. So we've got 3 consolidations to do for this guy, and this guy. But down here, we knew it was going to be risky, but Graham's charged in to stop the shard from firing, and didn't cause any wounds due to it being toughness 8. So yeah, we'll now move on to the score and work out how much Graham has scored. Right, so the errant has consolidated this way. Just a point to mention in the combat, this guy issued a challenge and the Cryptek accepted, and tanked all the wounds. This guy has consolidated towards the monolith, and the warlord has stayed where he is for the moment. So looking at the cards, Graham scores secure objective 4. He scores Jewel of Honor, which was fighting a challenge, and then he's got a Seal of 4, which because he made 5 successful charges, he gets D3 plus 3. 1 point, so that's 4, 5, 6, plus 3 from the first turn, so that's 9 points to Josh's how many?
1.
Oh, yeah. So, Necrons, turn 2. Right, so Josh's cards for turn 2. He's still got Big Game Hunter and Kingslayer. He's also got Code of Combat as well, which is issue a challenge. So, we'll see what he can do. Right, so movement phase. The barge over here is pulled this way, looking to get some shots, probably through at that Crusader. The barge that was damaged has jumped up here, he passed his dangerous terrain, so he's finally looking to get shots in on the Gallant. Both of Josh's flyers came in, and this one's came in here. Graham elected to intercept with this knight, and despite getting 2 hits, didn't do any damage. The other flyer also came in, and again Graham elected to intercept with this one, hitting on 3s as he's only ballistic skill 4, and managed to get a single hull point through, and the scythe is now, it is a scythe?
Yeah.
Is now snap shooting due to Graham rolling a 2 on the damage table. The monolith has pulled back slightly, probably looking also to get some shots down. Meanwhile, the Catan has landed here with a direct hit, so he's probably going to blow the arse off this warlord. Let's see if Josh can do it. Right, so Josh is shooting phase. This barge here and the Overlord shot at this one and didn't do any damage. The Night Scythe and this barge shot at the side armour of this. Graham elected to put the shield on the side armour and managed to pass about 5 or 6 Forb invuns, so no damage was dealt out there. The shard, the Catan rather, got, which power was it?
Skyfall Stars.
And got 3 hits on the Warlord, but again didn't do any damage. Graham did elect to put the shield up on the rear. This guy here took fire from the Flux Arc, and the Flux Arc also shut down the Warlord and this knight as well. Josh elected split fire rather than use the particle whip. Unfortunately, it didn't do any damage at all. The Snapfire and Night Scythe also didn't do any damage against the Warlord. So we'll now move on to the assault phase. So in the combat phase, this knight stomped his way out. He killed 2 with the chainsword and then stomped the last 2, rolling a 6. Josh elected to try and charge the Overlord. This knight here needed a 9-inch charge, and unfortunately he didn't pass it. Over here, this knight only got a single hit and wound on the Cryptek, and he passed his invuln. The shard hit back and unfortunately didn't glance the knight. So that's the end of the Necron turn. Josh didn't score out any points and he's elected to discard Slay the Warlord. So now move on to Knights turn 3. Right, so Graham has drew Blood and Guts, secure objective 1, and honour the house, which is control 1 objective marker, or D3 if he controls 2. So let's have a look at the movement. Right, so movement phase, the Errant and the Gallant have pulled forward, looking to probably take on the Monolith. The Warlord is looking at the Catan here. These guys are still locked in combat. Over this side, Crusader stayed where he has, looking to probably shoot down this way. The Paladin, again, just consolidated slightly away from the objective, looking to probably get some shots. And the Warden over that side, looking to probably take out the barge there. So let's move on to shooting. Right, so in the shooting phase, the Warden here took out the barge. This Paladin shot his melter down at the Overlord here, caused a single wound, and the battle cannon went through the barge here. This guy unloaded his battle cannon, melter gun, Avenger, Gatling cannon as well, and caused 1 more wound on him, so the Overlord is down to 1 wound. Over here, the missiles and the melter failed to do any damage. Graham rolled a 3 for the melter, and even with the thermal cannon and the melter gun from this guy, failed to put any glancing hits or pens on the Monolith. The Warlord, however, shot the Gatling cannon, the missiles and his melter gun down at the Catan and stripped 3 wounds off him, so he's on 2 wounds. That's it for the shooting phase. We'll now move on to the assaults. Right, so this knight charged into combat and cut down the Warlord that was on 1 wound. As expected, the 2 knights here destroyed the Monolith. This guy charged the Warlord at the Catan and managed to strip him of a wound. And the Crusader here managed to stomp his way out of combat with these. We've agreed that playing knights on this level is a bit silly, and it's not fun to play for either side. I mean, the game I played against Ian the other day, it was still tactical, I still had to think about it, but that was against Eldar, and Josh kind of agrees that Necrons, although they're resilient, don't really have the firepower to take the knights out. It's not fun to play the knights at this level. I think Graham and Josh will both agree that, you know, even with one outclassing the other, it was just silly. So, although the knights are great models, the great fluff and everything, I don't think we'll be seeing them on this scale again, but nevertheless we expect to see them at some point. So, we're going to call the game there. Please check out the rest of the channel and like and subscribe.